You already know what it is.
Fuck back, nigga. Gang, gang.
I said I was chillin'.
Get down.
Rest up, man.
Dead up.
Water said Brit, baby. Nigga, you
Let's
know what's
get
going
it.
on.
7 points to a parking whip. Told her bro them on that truck that got his Tahoe flip. In Miami with the Zoes and Cali with the Crips. Rolling around with 60 shots like fucking rest up. Rollin'. New Draco Express out the stove. At Wasabi on his birthday went up 4 for 4. Meechie ran from them bullets, was too fucking slow. They left Big Dazzy whole chest on the fucking floor. This how it go. Prosper ass dead. Quelo lost a leg. Tavon Hill vegetable got shot all in the head. All I see is red. 2nd Street they scared. Malcolm died broke for his life. That nigga bed. Jack Hill bitch. Man, it's felt that stick. They need to fill the caps cause Will Hill snitch. Tames felt that switch. Ben Hill bitch. I shot back at them niggas. How the fuck y'all drop your clip?
An investigation into the murder of a teen who until last week was a missing person. Corbin Johnson was last seen alive in July of last year. Then last Friday, a man discovered the victim's skeletal remains.
I'm trying to beat my Parker nigga car. John at the fool got hit all in his talk. Damn. Sipping on this leaky, eating caviar. Hey, and shout out to Royale, that's my favorite art. Hey, dissing on Lamint, I had spit his block. Hit the stand on Cracker Jack, man, them boys the car. Rest of judge, still glob it up and let it lock. And I get $1 million on my body block. For the arts, cause
If you are watching on my YouTube right now, you saw the insanity of this video I'm gonna put at the beginning. Red Panda Koala over here begging for Luna's attention. Well, I got off work today and I crash out a lot of times when I get home from work for a few hours, and I woke up and everyone's talking, the tuba crew's all in a space and they're doing celebration space because someone, Luna, retweeted Tupacabra. This dude posted at her, tagged her, retweeted her 40 times in 2 or 3 hours. I imagine she might have retweeted them just to get him to leave her alone. Like, look, I know you want my attention. I'll just, here, click, leave me the fuck alone. These guys, man, this MAGA situation that's going on UFO Twitter right now, it's something new that we've never really seen before. And I've noticed a lot of my friends are kind of having a hard time with it. Like, you know, it's frustrating for them to see a Burleson join a Tupa space, or a Luna, or, you know, Burchett is mentioning things that might, whatever. These are not normal politicians. Like, these are MAGA politicians. Luna, just all of them. They're not... Trump used up all of his decent people that he had that could resemble real politicians. He used them all up in his first regime. So these people like Luna that are paying attention to a Tupacabra or a Red Panda Koala or what they might be saying on UFO Twitter. Imagine someone during the Clinton regime reading a National Enquirer and being like, holy shit, Elvis is still alive. There's a bat boy out here. We got to get someone on this. And it might give you a better idea of what's happening when Luna, you know, either retweets or acknowledges something these QAnon lunatics are promoting. It's just how absurd and silly it all is. And like I said, these are not real politicians. The liberals and the Democrats just had 4 years of Joe Biden in office, okay? Was anyone on UFO Twitter weaponizing the Joe Biden regime at any point? Ever. At all. Like, at any moment was it an option where people on UFO Twitter were thinking, this presidential regime is so insane that I might be able to manipulate them into going at my enemies. Well, the Tupa crew does it with the Trump regime. They tag people to Antifa and try to get this corrupt-ass ICE to notice, government agencies. This is these guys recognizing that this regime is so vile and just incompetent that they can actually brainworm them. When Panda and Tupa sit in these spaces for hours, drilling an idea or a narrative down the throat of UFO Twitter for days on end, hours, years even. We're going on 3 years. They're learning that they can even reach people like Luna or Burleson, even, a Burchett. JD Vance might even pay attention. It's not really an accomplishment. If you look at that video, he obsessively tagged her and mentioned her until she noticed him. Anyone could do that. This is what I talk about when you have it's build at all costs. Grow an account at all costs. Get noticed, get retweeted. It doesn't matter if you're coming off annoying, which Red Panda Koala, people are starting to post now on UFO Twitter. He has said some really wild shit about Luna, like this comment about her breast and whatever. Guy says some dumb shit. He called her a crazy Scientologist, but then now he's like obsessively trying to get her attention. It's not because he's trying to move the football of disclosure. Like, that's what people need to understand. He recognizes that Luna is becoming very popular with the MAGAs. She's pretty, she's attractive, she seems to be everywhere. She appears on all the fringe conspiracy lunacy sites, and that's what these guys love. And Panda recognizes that she is a character the MAGA relates to. So who is he going to start obsessing over? That's riding the MAGA wave. When I say nothing these guys did took talent or intelligence. Anyone on UFO Twitter could be doing this. You could sell your voice and soul and just start targeting the MAGA crew and like engaging and just saying vile shit to like dog whistles like Tupa does, the gay woke stuff. Anyone can do that. This is also why these guys aren't out here on their real names and they're on these characters. This is why you got my friends, Darren is Darren. Carlos is Carlos. I'm TJ. That's my name. That's my real name. It's what my family knows me as. That's who I am. Then you got these cartoon characters, a red panda koala, a chupacabra. This is a shield for them to sell their voice, because these guys might not want to sell their morals and voice if it was their real name on their account. They might think twice about harassing Luna into a reaction or a retweet if it was their real name or their real picture or anything like that on their account. That's why they create these cartoon characters. And this is one of the most intelligent things I've heard Wilcox say. It's actually one of the only intelligent things I've heard him say. Beware of all these characters on UFO Twitter. These people that are hiding behind a shield. Whether it's a cartoon PFP where you never get to engage with the real person. You see Chupacabra going on these podcasts. Well, you'll have 3 people all appearing as their real self. And then there's Tupa's little Twitter image in the corner. What are these guys hiding from? Why do they get so worked up if their name's put out there, even though they're supposed to be leading, the narrative on disclosure? These guys are nefarious. Another thing I wanted to talk about is Kimball, I guess, got Sawan in his UFO intro space, and they basically, from what I heard, just kind of like wouldn't take his answers. Kimball, I don't know what the fuck, dude. Like, why you think that would be a good way to go about interviewing someone? Like, dude, when you interview someone, like, the last thing you want to do is get them stuck in a gotcha. Like, I don't really get that way of approaching it, other than this was some kind of a setup or an ambush. And it just goes to show you that these guys, that the gatekeepers, the Red Panda Koala, the Kimballs, the Astrals, the Chupacabras, the Doomer crew, these guys don't. If you really probably shouldn't engage with them. They're not gonna meet you in good faith. I'm gonna go back and listen to the space, but it's gonna be hard because it's all stupid, dude. Like, but they're trying to accuse Sawan of doxing David Grush or being involved with David Grush again. We talked about this in a space I just held. People on UFO Twitter seem to have an issue with thinking we matter more than we do. And I don't know if the Tupa crew, when they try to connect things to guys that they can get reach, like a Sawan or me or a King Milkfart, uplifting tweets. These are people they can get to. They can get them in their spaces. They can coax them in. They can, send trolls to harass them. So they seem to like inflate the importance of these people and connect them to things that are happening on the grand scale of disclosure, like in the political field. They try to connect it to what's happening on UFO Twitter, and I just don't think we're that fucking important. Like, I honestly see that stuff as a main symptom of narcissism, where we're and I'm not just pinning this on Tupa and Panda and those types. I think everyone tends to do it that spends time on UFO Twitter, where you start to think that you're actually having an effect on things, where you're actually on the front lines of disclosure. And I think this is part of the cult. I think we've all kind of created this little mosh pit, to steal a phrase from Lou reviews. We've kind of created this little mosh pit, and we put more importance on it than it really has. I think if there are politicians paying attention to what's happening, they're watching out of curiosity. Kind of like how I've kind of floated to watch now as like a slow motion train wreck. I don't think they're watching it to really push disclosure or to gauge the society. I don't think UFO Twitter is an honest representation of American society. It's strong. It's pushed so far to the right now that no one with a liberal point of view can even really hold a voice anymore. And I don't think it's as important as people think. And when Tupa and Panda and Kimball, get a Sawan in their space, I wonder if we're all playing like LARPing almost, like the we're important. The Sawan actually had an effect on David Grush's saga and everything that happened. And I just don't think it's the case. I think we're all kind of getting lost in the sauce. I think a great example of this is what Non-Cred does. This guy sat dormant for a couple months, and then he saw me making videos and maybe holding spaces and you know, g- getting to know the guys from Disclosure Tonight, and it triggered him. Like, I got to get in there and correct this. Well, dude, no one cares. Like, my videos get what, 100 views maybe. Like, that's a nothing burger. It's a crumb of a nothing burger. And to act like you need to come into UFO Twitter and correct the narrative that I'm this dangerous guy that steals cars, though, so you shouldn't pay attention to me, it's a fool's errand. I'm starting to see that. Like, we're all just I'm starting to think we're all LARPing to an extent. We're creating uh, the whole UFO Twitter civil war. Is a LARP, because in the grand scheme of it, it's just a couple internet dorks with personal feuds, and we've kind of grown it into the fight for the narrative of disclosure, and I'm guilty of it too. I think a lot of times what happened is the QAnon influence overrun UFO Twitter, and that's where I put a lot of my blame on the state of UFO Twitter. But all right, yeah, I'm gonna get ready to play. I checked the lobbies before I started my stream, and there's tons of them, so we should be good. But yeah, I went about 15 minutes. But it's important to keep it in mind when we're doing these epic, debates and battles on UFO Twitter. I think the biggest spaces I see are what, maybe 3,000-4,000 people checked them out. None of us matter. Even the bigger accounts. Yeah, these guys that might get retweeted by, even a Joe Rogan from time to time. Like I said earlier, these guys are characters, so they're not even getting the credit for it. Because like what how is how are these guys gonna say later down the line that they influenced Luna when nobody knows what a Tupacabra is? It's a little strange. Uh the these guys the feed off acknowledgement and credit would be hiding behind what's handles, personas. It's a little weird. It's honestly the only intelligent thing I've ever heard Wilcock talk about. Besides his early days on Ancient Aliens, those were top notch.